Well, greetings and salutations. Decided to take a little afternoon trip up to the Lost Cabin Spring.
The Lost Cabin?
Yeah, well, that's the Lost Cabin, or at least what's left of it. Let's go see what's down there. There's no information that I've found thus far about this location. This is located in the Spring Mountain recreational area between Mountain Springs and the Pahrump Valley. It's about probably 7 miles off the main highway 160. Looks like it was like a little homestead up here that was, I don't know about that building up there, but this down here looks like perhaps the early 1900s. Some bamboo plants here. What's this say? It's either 4 times or 48. Maybe 1948. All right.
T, right? An H. And then there's a thing that comes over this way, but I don't know what this is. Either O or U.
Okay.
This, if you look on this side, comes together like an M.
Uh-huh.
And this is broken right here, so it looks like another M to me.
Yep.
B-E-R-S.
Thumbers.
Thumbers 48.
Oh.
Thumbers or thumb with a U or T-H-O?
Thumbers.
Thumbers or thombers?
Thumbers or thombers.
48. So we got research.
Very good. Looks like a wooden adobe-ish cement, chicken wire. That's your building materials. This looks like a one or two little 2-room cabin. What do you think? What do you think? Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe 20 feet deep. And 10 feet wide, perhaps. Yeah, you ain't gonna catch him. There he goes. He's too fast for you, girl. Okay. He did. It's like an old chicken coop. Huh? Not chicken poop, chicken coop. That's exactly what it is. Either that or a rabbit pen. Might be a rabbit pen.
It is.
Okay. Oh, I got some not native plants here. You know there's water there when a succulent type plant grows here. It's like a succulent plant. Look at this. I hope it's not toxic because I just touched it. So I hope that washes where the spring's at. Desert flowers. Ain't they pretty? Looks like perhaps they had a little dam here to, you know, pond the water up a little bit when it rained. It's seen better days. This is called, I guess that's metal reinforced. That's an old can. Probably condensed milk. It's pretty well preserved too. Now this is generally thought of as trash in most circles, but because this is on federal land, and it's older than 50 years old, it's an artifact, and you can't remove it. And so instead of taking something like this and donating it to the local museum here, I have to leave it here.
Well, somebody's house was
lead
brick.
seal, they filled it like that way. Dabbed a little solder on it.
That is freaking awesome. Look at that old fork too.
Yeah, that's not that old.
Whoa. Mama, this wasn't
That's
here.
probably a condensed milk.
This wasn't here on the ground either.
That's not period correct. You find a little bit of shiny there, Wifey? Awesome. Almost 2 miles up from the road, we come across a spot where people have been shooting for a long dang time, and they don't pick up their brass. Oh, there's some right there. Some more. Yes, it's a pole. Cool. It's like a corral of some sort. Perhaps some goats were grown here. I don't know. Shit, what do I know? What do you think, Tanner? Glad you came? Are you glad you came? Yeah, you don't sound too convinced. Let's see what's down here. Well, there's another old cabin, I think on the other side of that foothill there. And we went back down to where the fork in the road is and took a left. That dirt road would take us along a ridge line all the way over to Level Canyon. So we're not going to do that today. I just wanted to come up here and check this thing out. I found it on Google Earth. Kind of fun little trip. So, but it's one of those areas that don't get visited very often, and so I found the GPS coordinates on Google Earth, and I texted my friend Martin. What you got there? Drinking my soda?
No, it's mine.
Oh, okay.
No, it's mine.
Okay, cheers now. So I texted my buddy Martin with instructions that if he didn't hear from me by 7 o'clock and I couldn't be reached, to send help. That's probably a good idea if you're going to go explore someplace where it'd be, you know, a 10-mile hike to civilization. Places like this really intrigue me because of their location. I mean, if you really stop and think about this, the road across the road across the hump, they call it the hump to Pahrump, the highway that connects the Las Vegas Valley with the Pahrump Valley, wasn't paved until the 80s. Phone service wasn't really established in Pahrump until the 70s. So, you know, Pahrump was, you know, up until the early 80s was a pretty desolate place in and of itself. And then you come up to areas like this where you're 8 miles, 9 miles on a dirt road that's, you know, that was cut in God knows when. And I imagine, you know, if this homestead was circa 1948, you know, if this homestead was established in the 40s, I would imagine that, try to shoot a movie here, buddy. I would imagine that, you know, think about the kind of construction equipment that was available in, you know, 1940s, farm-all tractor or something like John Deere tractor or something to cut in a, you know, makeshift road, and then where would you get supplies? I mean, Pahrump is, you know, 20 miles from here, and Vegas, which really didn't exist for the most part. Vegas was probably 50 miles from here, 40 miles from here anyway. And, you know, I mean, they found a spot to build a house, and they had, you know, they had water, and they grew their own food. They had chickens. That seems to be a common thread, a common theme with most of these abandoned homesteads that I find. They all have a chicken coop. So they had eggs and chicken, and they probably had a couple of horses, maybe some goats, and they, you know, kind of eked out an existence up here in the middle of this desolate place. But look at the view. I mean, you're looking up towards the spring, which is up there, up in those hills, and then the view down the valley. I don't know. It just makes me think about what kind of people came out to these places and carved out a spot for themselves. And now you go to Vegas and the next door neighbors, you know, spitting distance away. I mean, you can literally hand each other a cup of sugar through the bedroom windows. They're built so close. That's the Lost Cabin Spring up here at the Lost Cabin in the Spring Mountains. And I hope you enjoyed this short little video. If you did, hammer away at the like button. If you thought it sucked, hammer away at the other one, I guess. Either way is okay with me. And share this video if you liked it with your vast social media network. I'd appreciate that. And until next time, you have fun, stay safe, shoot straight, keep powder dry. Have a splendid day. Now I gotta round up all the chitlers. Go get some ice cream. See ya.